Hi, my name is Megan Shenameo. I'm a teacher in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, a mother of a DOE UPK student, and a member of the Moore Caucus of the UFT and Press NYC. I feel like I've spent most of the summer and fall organizing against an unjust and unsafe reopening of New York City schools. I've participated in what feels like a million Zoom calls with DOE officials giving parents no support and no answers. Particularly, I spent many hours listening and testifying at the Panel for Education Policy meetings. At the People's PEP this summer, I joined over 100 parents, teachers, and community members to speak out against this reopening. We waited hours to speak, and I finally got my chance after 2 a.m. I stayed on that call until it finished after 3 a.m. And what is so disheartening is that our words and testimony and labor went unanswered, unaddressed, and unnoticed by the chancellor, the mayor, and other DOE officials. Despite that, we all showed up for the next PEP, where we were met with a resolution to limit the speaking time of CC members, people who dedicate their lives to supporting parents and communities. I speak first and foremost as a teacher, a veteran of 15 years at the same wonderful school in Sunset Park. I am a special education teacher in an amazing community of new immigrants to this country and students of color. I have the pleasure and the privilege of teaching amazing kids every day. I feel like there is confusion that those of us who have been speaking out against this reopening are anti-opening, and that isn't true. We want transparency, we want safety, we want equity. And equity doesn't mean everyone gets the same thing. It means that everyone gets what they need. That's what I always tell my students. Our communities of color have been disproportionately affected by COVID-19. Our special education students, our students in temporary housing, and others have been disproportionately affected by school closures and by remote learning. The city had a chance to prioritize the needs of specific communities and students, and they chose not to. There were no shortage of plans that prioritized and phased in reopening. The more health justice agenda, the roadmap to reopening by AQE, Councilmember Traeger's plan, or that of the public advocate, Jumaane Williams, or the position paper that Press NYC wrote, Too Many Deal Breakers, and others. And now there are groups that are pushing beyond just this reopening and demanding things like gifted and talented testing and upholding screen schools and the SAT, which we know to be inherently culturally biased and racist. They stand opposed to equity. What could be further from the priority of the work that we need to do now? For many students, especially Black students, Indigenous students, and students of color, schools were not safe, they were not responsive, they were not equitable environments before the pandemic. This is an opportunity to reimagine schools in New York City, one of the most segregated school systems in the country, to end mayoral control and to truly serve the 1.1 million children in this city and their families. Thank you.